And we are back with more Araby action. Let us roll over the previous turn here onto the new one. Whereupon we will have to move over and clean up the remainder of Manfred's little empire. A peace treaty? Well, gosh, that's tempting. Yeah, no, sir. They only ever offer it at the very end. It's crazy. Like, I know it's Warhammer, so the AI's programmed to be a little bit crazy and suicidal and obsessive to the point of death. But it's so different from, let's say, Three Kingdoms, where the AI is very smart and will offer a peace treaty at times where it actually recognizes, like, hey, this benefits both of us, rather than, I'm down to my last settlement and there's two dudes with spears in it to guard it. Peace? Well, what's this? Who are you? Interesting. A caravan dude coming out of the Sultan of El Kalabad. Interesting. I don't think I get access to caravans. I believe that is a Jafar mechanic. Okay, let's go ahead and march on Antok. We can go ahead and take it, and it's probably the most developed settlement that Manfred's got left. And we'll just auto-resolve it, who cares? And we will take Antok. Very, very good. Now, here in Antok, we have a growth building. I'll keep that, and I'll put in a Araby garrison. Very nice. Get things all set up here. Fatandira herself, let's see, could she stand to recruit anything? Not really. Mufid Gabriel over here is probably the one we'll want to do a bit more recruiting. He could go ahead and start sieging Kasabar, though honestly that tiny garrison might march out to meet him, so we'll instead buy a couple more spearmen to cover for his archers. Now, other than that, we haven't really got that much to do. We've got some skill upgrades for the Hashashin. Let's see, we will just continue to dump into Counter-Striker until we unlock Assassin's Trophy, which we will be able to next time she levels up. And she's sitting at 81 melee attack now. Whew. Oof, that's pretty good. It can get better, certainly, but that's pretty good. Back here, it's interested in whether or not I want to upgrade anything back in Katargorod or Granite Massif. Let's see. Do we want to get more control? Maybe not for now. Maybe not for now. That money may end up having to go. I do want to get Fatandira packed back with some more Tomb King and Nomad units. Let's see. Krokgar has declared war on me. What is wrong with you? I mean, okay. I'm now remembering. Right. Okay, so I do remember, yeah, the last time I really put a lot of time into Total War Warhammer, I did have a mod put in that makes the AI a little bit less insanely war declare happy. Or more specifically, it has been put into finer words by finer people. But Total War Warhammer 3 has a little bit of an issue with its diplomacy system, where it seems like the diplomacy system is built to make sure that whenever you're close to ending a war with a faction, you've nearly wiped a faction out, or you have just wiped a faction out, someone else who you had no issue with and who had no issue with you will just abruptly declare war on you to make sure that the player is always at war. A game designer's way of forcing war, and it feels very artificial. And that sticks out sometimes, like what just happened there, where I have, like, Krokgar right there, what happened. It's a little bit of that old 50 Cent little, what was it, TikTok or something? Or no, it wasn't a TikTok, whatever. The clip that people use of 50 Cent sometimes, where he just points at himself and says, I mean, what do you say fuck me for? So, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Krokgar and I'm thinking, like, what did I do? And the great thing is, Krokgar will probably not do anything about me for a good long while. And then, I don't know, 30, 40 turns in the future when I've forgotten that I'm at war with Krokgar, he'll march an army all the way from the Golden Tower or whatever to Antok. For no real reason. It does make me wonder if the game is trying to deliberately drag me into a war with the Lizardmen. That is a concern, because Tic-Tac-Toe is also being a bit hostile. Let's send him another gift, sure. Start making him a bit more fond of me. Yeah, Volkmar and Tic-Tac-Toe were suddenly on bad terms right after I got in a non-aggression pact with Volkmar. That's annoying, but it is what it is. I should have checked that they still had one before I did anything. Alright, Fatandira still needs to replenish some, but let's get her on the move. We need to get Kosobar done with before Manfred can lick in his wounds at all. Yeah, we'll move up a little bit closer there. This replenishment is not great, but it's better than just sitting on our asses. And should we recruit anything? We'll hold off for now, I think. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Alright, for technology, let's see. We got teaching as the wise, oath of loyalty. So, tribal rights. Yes, increased recruitment capacity sounds very good, and reduced recruitment cost for all the tribal units. Absolutely. I will definitely take that. Okay, and we could go ahead and have Mr. Gabriel here go ahead and start sieging Kosobar to prevent the enemy from doing anything, which would be pretty funny. And we'll get him some siege towers built as well. Okay, sevenths of Jinn depend upon me or descend upon me? I think descend upon me. Interesting. Alright. Now, on one hand, the nice thing about being a relatively neutral faction politically like Araby and Warhammer is that you can make peace with anybody. The downside, no one is innately, already pre-built to give any cares about you. So this is a little thing I like to do when I don't have a big enough force to siege, but I do have a small enough force to at least pester the enemy. Is to just prevent him from getting anything done by repeatedly besieging him. Oh, hello, Mr. Sultan Malik. I will not be friends with you, sir. Why is Volkmar at war with him? Huh. Well, anyways. Okay, is Fatandira ready to start the siege? Yes, she is. Now the real siege starts.
You stand before the Sultan.
Hang on, let's continue siege. No reason to leave Mufid out of this. No reason to leave him out of the fun.
As sure as the sun rises.
Alright, Fatandira now will attack Kosobar. Now, we've already sieged Kosobar once. We don't need to siege it again. And we will take it. There we go. Okay, so we're starting to beef up a little bit here. Now, I still don't see any Krokgar armies attacking. I don't know if he's just so bored that he started attacking me to amuse himself. And from here, we can move up. Am I at war with Skarbrand? I am not. Skarbrand, though, is sitting right next to my capital, which I doubt is a coincidence. And he's not at war with Numa. He's not at war with Manfred. So I'm probably about to have war declared on me by Skarbrand. That is annoying that the AI is all... A bunch of the AIs have suddenly abruptly decided to declare war on me, but... Well, we'll see, I guess. Alright, here we go. Getting Kosobar upgraded. Fatandira, let us see what skills we can put on you. We can put on, let's see. Right, we'll want to from our unique line. Either growth. Yeah, there's some very local province stuff. Both of them are very local province stuff, but replenishment is very good. Al-Kahina. Since her arrival at Scythian lands, Fatandira has been hailed as Al-Kahina, the prophetess, by her people. The Scythians claim that she's the hero of legend that will banish the darkness with the golden god by her side. Fatandira herself doesn't quite believe the legend, but keeps up the appearance for the morale of her troops and well-being of her people. Taking a drink of water there. So yeah, I believe that is lore made by the OVN team, the modders, making this. And for understandable reasons, to justify Fatandira's presence in Araby instead of up in the Border Princes. Now let's see here. For Alina bint al-Malik, let's see. Bound by contract plus 25 leadership. Good lord. I will take that, sure. That seems pretty good. While Mufid Gabriel, let's see. Let's get back to upgrading his basic urban units here. And quite well at that. So yeah, 54 melee defense. Very, very nice. You love to see it. Okay, if we're going to be fighting Khorne at the same time as we may end up brawling with the Lizardmen, we better go ahead and continue to stack up Mufid's forces here, because we may just need it. And for building upgrades, I doubt there's anything of significance here. How's Khemri doing? That is annoying that I started to build Khemri's central building up, and then Skarbrand, like, because finally, you know, I've dealt with Manfred. I don't have to worry about Manfred moving in to take Khemri. And then Skarbrand, like, as if he could read my mind, was like, oh, well, then I'll destroy it. Then again, I have heard... I wonder if there's a science to it. Because there are modders that have peered into how the AI works. I think I have heard that the AI does have a much higher chance to attack buildings in construction. Cities that have buildings under construction than other cities. Or more specifically, any city that's upgrading its capital building or its garrison. Alright, let's see. Over here, we will be... Let's see. Either getting income from all buildings. Well, this isn't a very income-heavy province. Or we can use, let's see, nomad outposts. Yeah. Or, let's see. That very curiously named little... commandment. Ooh. Bet that caught a variety of, YouTubers by surprise, that there's just one just straight up called Jihad. Which I don't think is a actual bit of lore in Warhammer Fantasy, but I could be wrong. But we'll be going with Crack the Whip for growth and control. Oh, Scarbrand has moved right on. He is going after the Sentinels instead. But nonetheless, that does remind me it's really better to deal with Scarbrand than to have to deal with him constantly existing in my backside, posing a problem. And going and fighting Krokgar... I'd like to have peace with Krokgar, but once the AI declares war, they won't get peace until you just annihilate them, which... I hate that the game works that way. That's why I had a mod that forces the AI to declare peace after 10 turns of inactivity. But, it's one of those little things that I'd love for them to fix one day, but I don't think it's an accident. I think that it's 100% dev intention.
Seventh sevens of genes descend upon you.
I think that it's a little bit of intention on Crave Assembly's own part, that they want the player to be in constant wars, to try and make for more exciting gameplay and to discourage the player from snowballing. But, I don't know, I just don't like it. There we go, I'm just gonna say I just don't like it. Alright, now, has he built up anything in Numos or Qatar here? Numos is only tier 2, good lord. Well, it will be in a turn. Qatar, I assume, isn't that any better. So, oh! Fatandira is now riding a Desert Roke, Sakir. Very nice. So she is now a flying unit. That wildly changes her purpose. What are her stats now? Oh, her melee defense went down considerably, which does make sense. She's on a monster. Monsters when they have... I don't know. Actually, no, that doesn't make sense. Whatever. Nonetheless, yeah, her stats... Yeah, they're... Oh, she did lose her bonus versus infantry. That's a little sad. I thought she got bonus versus infantry from the Blade's Vulnerable Demise. No, she does not. Oh, I don't know why I thought she had bonus versus infantry from that. Nonetheless, we'll take a better life. It's not really that impressive, but it leads to Desert Feint, which will probably be pretty good. And the Springs of Eternal Life, yes, we will be building the city up to tier 2 and then throwing on a garrison. Khemri will be tier 3 next turn, thank God. Now, Scarbrand, where are you going, Scarbrand? Oh, he is going for the Sentinels. Yes, okay. Well, hopefully he loses that battle or exposes himself in some way and I can swoop in and kill him. That would be ideal. Now, let's see here. Other than that, we'll hold off on building anything for now. Let's keep the money flush above 5,000 if we can help it. Let's see, and we will be taking Crack the Whip here as well for more growth and control. That'll be really nice if we can get Khemri up to tier 5, because that's a very strong settlement if we can get it up there, especially with that gold building. Oh, where did Scarbrand go? He disappeared into the void. Huh. Well, nonetheless, I'm actually kind of thinking of splitting Fatandira and Gabriel here, but we'll have Fatandira move towards Qatar first. I'm going to, of course, keep Qatar. Numos, on the other hand, I will be handing back off to Tutankhamun, whereupon he'll presumably declare many wars and get me into much trouble. Oh, we do have a lot of corn corruption in the Black Pyramid of Nagash, so something happened there. Though, Scarbrand did not take the Black Pyramid, so if he attacked and won, then he only sacked. Okay, lethal etiquette. Increased hero action success chance, all characters. Well, that's nice. Alright, Fatandira, you will be pushing towards Qatar, but not getting there. Manfred is back. What does his army look like? Ooh, that's pretty beefy. Hang on. Oh, wow. So, he doesn't have any buildings that can produce that. That's either from the Raised Dead pool, or he just explicitly cheated that in. Which I would not be shocked if he cheated that in. Total War is more or less pretty explicit about the fact that they have that they cheat with these mechanics like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have Gabriel tag along, even though Fatandira probably can handle this army by herself. I'd rather her not take too many losses. Back at Khemri, let's go ahead and get this wall building up a tier. That is increasing a lot. That is leading to me leaning more towards Tomb Kings, though, and I'm not appreciating that. Let's get something else up in Khemri, though. Let's see here. I do like research rate and unit capacity for Ushabti, but gold is probably going to be more immediately good. So we'll go down the path of investing in gold here. And should I get another growth building? We'll hold off. And the rest of my settlements, I'll probably want to keep building more Araby-themed buildings to avoid the meter leaning too hard towards Tomb King. Now, back here, yes, we will go ahead and upgrade the garrison here to finally get us leaning back in the direction of Araby. And, ooh, there goes all my money. Alright, let's end this turn. Now, I actually probably want Mufid to take the lead on this battle, don't I, against Manfred, just so he can get Manfred's defeat trait. Or I can successfully defeat the enemy in an ambush. You know what? You know, it's not. I'll play this battle just because it'll be fun to ambush him. No, actually, I won't. Especially because I'll be getting reinforcements, and the auto-resolve doesn't account for reinforcement time, so that would lead to less casualties. Take on warriors. Yeah, take on some of these zombies, or crypt ghouls. And Manfred is still alive and on the run. And how much forces does he have left? Because he can use Raised Dead to get a decent army up. Whatever. If I take Qatar and Numas, he'll just start taking massive attrition from lack of settlements. I may have to send Mufid, depending on how strong this army is left here. I may have to send Mufid out here to run him down.
You stand before the Sultan.
Yeah, we'll get him into ambush stance and get him in pursuit. Let's see, we got the giant blade. I'm not sure anyone's left that can use that. And another copy of the glittering scales. Fatandira will help herself to Qatar. And just like that, boom, Qatar's back under my control, and that's a settlement with coffee beans, brother. It's going to be very nice for my economy once I get that running. Now, let's see. It is tier 1, so let's get rid of this building, this infantry building, and get a growth building up. Or at the very least, some kind of building. I don't know, do we really need a growth building? We probably do, actually, because at Qatar, I'm going to end up handing the Numas back off to Tutankhamun. Alright, Mufid here, let's see. We will go for... what should we go for? We'll go for a few more spells. Let's get Uranus Thunderbolt Overcast. That sounds good. While Fatandira and Lena also need some skill upgrades. Now we can pick up Desert Feint on Fatandira. Let's see. Fatandira has adapted her famously stealthy cavalry strikes from the rough terrain of the Border Princes to the sands of Araby and Nehekara almost seamlessly. Sand Feint. Any allies within range out of melee get Stalk, Unspottable, and plus 25% speed. Well, nearly everything in Fatandira's army has stealth already anyways, but I'll take this. Then from there, I think it's, maybe about time we start investing in Fatandira's own melee stats. We'll see.
You may approach.
Lena Bint al-Malik, let's see, we'll finally get Assassin's Trophy on her so she can debuff the hell out of Lords and Heroes. Okay. Now with that all in order, let's see, are there any buildings we want to upgrade around here? We can upgrade Bagar or Antok. Let's upgrade Bagar, since it has the gem building, and I'd like to have some gems, please. Well, at the same time, no, because Kasabar would make better use of it. So we'll wait a turn for Kasabar to upgrade in tier. And that's what we'll do with that money. Yeah, we won't spend it right now. For diplomacy, let's see. Anyone interested in a quick deal? Where the hell is Volkmar? Oh, Volkmar, yeah, I already have a non-aggression pact with Volkmar. Tic-Tac-Toe is still not going to be interested in a non-aggression pact. What would be a small gift for him? 900 is perfectly reasonable. I'll pay that out, sure. I'm just kind of buying his love here, but I'll get him eventually. And if I can get him on my side, not Krokgar's, that'd be really ideal, because how does he feel about Krokgar? Are they cool? They're not cool. Okay, if I can get into Tic-Tac-Toe's friend circle before Krokgar does, that'd be really ideal. So let's roll the turnover. Let's see. Yeah, next turn we're going to have to figure out our next technology. And we will have the tech for reduced recruitment cost for tribal units and increased local recruitment capacity. Not too shabby. Now, where is Manfred going to run off to? I assume he's going to try and get away, but where is he going to try and get away to? He's not going to run into Gabriel. The odds of him running into Gabriel are pretty low. Manfred is yet again offering peace, this time for 3,000 gold. I don't care. Where has he run off to? Has he tried to run off in the direction of Numos? I doubt he has enough movement range to get there, even in Force March. But I suppose we'll see as soon as the turn rolls over and I regain control of the camera. Okay, yeah, he's running in the direction of Numos. He won't get that far. Let's see. Fatandira is almost within the appropriate distance to attack Numos. Now, Manfred has filled his army with raised dead goons. That makes sense.
Lord and master.
Gabriel, yeah, we're going to have to just drop any pretense of...
The sun rises.
Well, is there attrition in this province? Yes, there is. So Fatandira is going to have to exit the province, and let's see, how far can she get while in camp stance? Manfred is just going to ford the river. There's no point in covering the bridge, really. Oh, well, we're going to end up covering the bridge anyways. But yeah, Manfred is going to just ford the river to try and get to Numos. We might be able to catch him if he does.
Before the Sultan.
But we'll move Gabriel up here a little bit. Oh, why do I have him in camp stance if I'm going to move him in that direction? That doesn't make any sense. Good work, brain. Yeah, we'll move Gabriel a little closer to the river. Maybe he'll ford the river if we need him to. I don't know. Khemri, let's get that gold leveled up so that we can make some money. 300 gold per turn. I'll take it. Back in the Shifting Sands, we can upgrade Kasabar to Tier 2, so we'll take that. And that's going to be most of our money for a good little minute. After that, we'll get a garrison set up in Kasabar so that we don't need to worry about it too much. Particularly whenever Krokgar comes up from down south, because he will at some point. We'll hold off on that. Oh, we've got two landmarks in Kasabar. One is the City of Bronze, which is, of course, digging up the ancient Tomb King city, as Kasabar is an Arabian city built on top of a Tomb King one, an old Nehekaran one. Recruitment duration minus one turn for all units. Is that faction-wide or just in this province? Nonetheless, that's still a good building. And the Ivory Palace of Kasabar, which is big buffs for all of our elephant units. So, definitely not too shabby there. So those are some good buildings to get as soon as we can. We got tribal rights. Now, that leads to Truth Behind the Myth, which is increased melee attack and ward save for all of the monster units in the roster, which we don't have any of those yet aside from the Wogs in. I'm not going to get a tech just to buff one guy. Funeral Rites is again for 2 units I don't have access to yet. Camel Barding, though. Plus 15 armor for camels. Ooh. So, let's go for, what is Maps of Ibn Jalaba? Increased ambush success chance is pretty tempting. And from here... Ooh, minus 33% attrition is nice if you're going to be fighting a lot of vampires. But I'm not going to be fighting a lot of vampires for a while. So, for now, we'll go with Camel Barding to get more results out of our camel units. Plus 15 armor is going to be pretty nice for them. And let's see, is anyone interested in diplomacy? It's still going to be a little bit before I can get Tic-Tac-Toe on my side. Khalida is at war with Thoric. So, not sure what side I'll pick there. Probably the winning side. Okay, so Manfred, are you going to try and ford the river? What are you going to do, man? Khalida, I'm not interested in picking a side just now. Sorry, honey. Manny, where are you going? Nope. It looks like he did make it to Numos somehow. I don't know if he just got an advance. Does the AI get to ford rivers for free? I don't know. I'm not sure what happened there. I have it sped up, and I'm not going to unspeed it up, so not sure how Manfred got to Numos. Did I see that correctly? Is Vashnar's Conquest somewhere on the board? That would suck if Vashnar's Conquest is somewhere on the board. Well, I don't see them anywhere near me, so hey, that's one problem I don't have to deal with, ideally. Or it might have been have been College of Pyrotechnics. Because that College of Pyrotechnics ain't great to deal with either, but I can deal with them easier than I can deal with Vashnar's Conquest. Alright, let's move up to Siege Numos. Oh, we're gonna have to exit in camp stance, sadly. Let's see, but we shall. Okay, and let's get some building going here of some siege towers. That way, we don't lose too many casualties to old Manny here. Now, if we had Mufid ford the river, then he'd take a sweet time getting on up here to participate in the battle, so that'd be a little bit silly. So instead, let's get Gabriel going elsewhere. Oh, I see the Black Pyramid of Nagash has been raised. I can probably take a guess at who's responsible for that. Yeah, Scarbrand is going to have to be dealt with sooner rather than later. After Scarbrand is dealt with, I don't really want to hold territory up in the Barrier Isle, so odds are I'm just going to raise a lot of the land up here. And after I deal with Scarbrand, I'm probably going to have to push west and start to take on Archon. Or maybe depending on what old Kroakgar does. Because if Kroakgar decides that he has nothing better to do than harass me for no fucking reason, then I'm going to have to go down and fight him instead. And I am the only one he's currently at war with, so I might have to go... for now, we'll keep Gabriel in reserve somewhere. We'll know better what to do with him in the coming turns. Okay, and we can go ahead and put the first garrison building up in Kasabar. Do we want to do that, though, or do we want the enhanced growth of the pastures building? We'll take the enhanced growth of the pastures building. I don't think Kasabar is going to be attacked by anyone too soon, so I think I'm fine to get away with that. Qatar, we will put in, let's see, we will get an archaeology building when we get there. But the coffee beans, yes. Oh, that's a lot of coffee. That's a lot of coffee to sell to a lot of people who can't even produce the coffee resource, so that's fun. But first, let's get a growth building set up here so we can get an actual economy out of Qatar and make use of the coffee beans we get here. And we will, let's see, other than that, we will not be spending our money on any building upgrades. Alright. So, Scarbrand will always be the big threat, and he is so much nearer to a lot of the meat of my empire here. So probably the play is going to be move Fatandira east back to Karagorod or thereabouts, replenish her supply of quality units, then move her north and see if we can start hitting Scarbrand at home. Though we're probably going to want to figure out where the hell Scarbrand is to begin with, aren't we? Well, that is a good question. Now, Gabriel, let's see. Volkmar has taken the Black Pyramid of Nagash. That's kind of funny. He is in the wrong side of town for a man of his tastes, I must say. Okay, Numos, are we good enough? Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap things up. Let's take it home, Manfred. It's time you tie it up. You're done. That's right, Asur to battle. And now we will hand it back off to Tutankhamun. Welcome back from the grave, Mr. Golden God, sir. Very nice. And I hope that he thinks very highly of me. Let's take a non-aggression pact, trade agreement, and military access, sir. We will take all of those. Actually, can I swap out that non-aggression pact for a military alliance? Why, yes, I can. So, we got ourselves a deal here. So, yeah, we'll be joining that deal all up. So, yeah, we got somebody to trade. We can start selling off 25% of our gemstones for 78 gold at 13 gold a pop. Very nice. Now, I don't know how long it's going to take Tutankhamun to get anything built of significance in Numos, but he'll get around at some point, right? I may have to just keep sending him money, honestly, to fund him to anything of significance. I may want him, if he could help himself, if he could take Scarbrand's territory, that would really be convenient for me, I gotta say. Alright, let's take Fatandira up here and get her recruiting. Let's see, and we are taking buffs from Numos, yes. Growth plus 30 and plus 3 control for all provinces, because I handed that off to him. Now, let's see here. Camel Jezzails, we don't have our special spots used up anyways, so... I do like the idea of that. Let's get rid of the bowmen here. We don't really need these boys anymore. I say, yeah, let's get some... Let's get these Nahakara horsemen in here. Because they're free. For everybody that's free, let's grab them first here. Let's grab some Nahakara warriors. Let's grab some archer chariots. Some good old stuff here to be running in our army. And my god, there's going to be an army of nothing but light, just on-the-move units by the time I'm done. While Fatandira and Lena will go ahead and get them some upgrades here. Now, Fatandira, let's go ahead and get some upgrades to her melee, since it's already quite good. Melee defense, yeah, we'll take that. Lena, similarly, let's keep buffing up her stats. Make her even more of a killing machine than she already is. Let's keep investing, yes, in her weapon strength. Make it so she hits hard when she does hit. And guaranteed to nuke any infantry that are unfortunate enough to catch a hand from her. Okay, now we've got a lot of... Okay, Springs of Eternal Life. I've got up to tier 2, so I can finally get a garrison here. I'll put in an Arabian garrison, so I don't have to deal with too much Tomb King cultural pressure. While, let's see, yeah, the building, the main building can also be upgraded, so we'll get that going. Should we? No, we could probably put that money towards more immediately beneficial uses, can't we? Yes, we probably can, because Bagar will get us more gems. Same time, Antok could use the better garrison sooner if Krokgar decides to come calling. How does that garrison look? Oh, do I not get to see? Hang on. There we go. So what does the tier 3 Arabian garrison give me? Ooh, it does give me an Arabian knight. That's not bad. 2 nomad trackers, 2 spearmen, and a camel archer. Interesting. But first, let's actually prioritize, yes, upgrading the livestock pens here in Kosobar. A little bit more money is nice, but the growth increase is very nice. Get Kosobar upgraded very, very high as a settlement. Similarly, let's get some growth upgrades here in Khemri. I would like to get this settlement up to speed. Let's see, we'll upgrade the one in the Springs of Eternal Life first. And if there's anything back here in Karagorod that demands priority, there is not. Okay. So, let's go ahead here. And, we can put an outpost in Numos. I don't think I will. I may in the future, but not right now. I prefer to invest that money in myself first. That would help to keep Tutankhamun alive, though. The Scarbrand will almost certainly go for Tutankhamun as soon as we declare war. Because Tutankhamun is a very soft target that's going to be very tempting for him. I do like that when Tutankhamun responds every time he gets Raimotep the Visionary back. Just to make sure that Raimotep is not condemned to the endless abyss of a legendary hero that's unfortunate enough to be stuck to a dead faction. I wonder if that's like a script that Mixu had to put in deliberately for Tutankhamun and Raimotep to make it so that if ever Numos as a faction gets resurrected, Raimotep will automatically spawn in at wherever their faction capital is. Interesting. Nonetheless, Undeath has been purged from the province of Ash River. So we're starting to see properly restored Numos. No more necromantic taint about it. I mean, yes, the Tomb Kings of Numos are undead, but I mean they're the cool kind that aren't all weird and like spidery and weirdy and just turning the mountains into skulls, all freaky and shit like that. Okay, Fatandira back here. Let's see. We want to keep up the recruiting process. if we can. I do find it funny that Scarbrand rolled up, nuked the Black Pyramid, left, and Volkmar swooped in to take the benefits. Ooh, Scarbrand is way over here at Gorgazon. Ooh, well, on one hand, Fatandira could take the Death Gorge in one fell swoop. And that would be getting rid of Scarbrand's capital very, very easily. On the other hand, that would leave Gabriel covering my western border. So let's keep an eye on where Scarbrand is by having Mufid sit here. And we'd be smart to, yes, pick up some more, more units here. So let's do that so we can get at least some bodies on the front line for the inevitable Scarbrand fight that we are going to see. Khemri, let's see, what have we got to upgrade here? The gold, that's relatively cheap for 600 income, so I'll take it. Fatandira back here, let's see, how many more free units do we have to take? Well, at a certain point, though, I do want to get in more skirmish cavalry and get my really crazy cavalry game going here, because Fatandira gets so many benefits to them. I mean, let's see, how are the stats on this skeleton archer chariot that I've just recruited? Actually pretty solid. 30 melee defense is shockingly high on a chariot. But should we just tell these poor spearmen to go home? I'm thinking so. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. You've been with me for a long ride, and it was a good time, but it's time you went home. And in your place, we will get Camel Jezzails. Very nice. And this is going to be one hell of a cavalry army. Good lord, look at it. It's going to be interesting for sieges, that much is for certain, but Death Gorge here, the garrison is probably just going to be a bunch of marauders and a bunch of... Well, no, they're... Right, you don't get Marauders of Khorne in base game. I'm so used to Champions of Chaos, I forgot that you don't get Marauders of Khorne base game. So that garrison is going to be just a bunch of Chaos Warriors and Bloodletters, which would be a threat if I had a more infantry-heavy army, but I don't. It's very skirmish-heavy, so I can just shoot them to death. Be very cool. Okay, yeah, I don't know why I clicked on that button. Silly me, I see a big button. I push the button as soon as I see it. Monkey brain, lizard brain, whatever. Flashing colors, exciting. Oh, he's got an exalted hero out there in the field. Interesting. Now, like I said, I will aim to raise Scarbrand's settlements. I don't intend to take these lands up here in the Barrier Isles, as that will expose me to the Greenskins, who I currently have no interest in fighting. Right now, once I get Scarbrand dealt with, I want to push into the west against Archon and help myself to Araby proper, or the western side of Araby. Oh, Vashnar's conquest is dead! What heroes did this work? Let's see, does this army need any more crazy units? No, I'm thinking not. I'm thinking this is a pretty healthy little army. So what I'm going to do here, let's see. Scarbrand's still hanging out at Gorgazon. He's recruiting. That's probably going to be a pretty scary army. I don't think Gabriel can take it on, but he can at the very least buy Fatandira time. So we'll push Gabriel back to Khemri. Khemri's got that's a pretty beefy garrison. More likely, Scarbrand's not going to try and take Khemri. He's going to push around Khemri and take Numos or the Springs of Eternal Life or push on to Bagar. But if we can keep Khemri, that'll be nice because Khemri is going to bring in a lot of money. And it's going to be a very nice settlement to have in the future. Alright, let's keep upgrading Gabriel's little army here. Let's get him a couple more dudes. Let's keep more spearmen than we have archers, just so we can cover them. Okay, and back here, Fatandira, yes, she is going to start pushing into the Death Gorge territory. And she will eventually raise it. Though for right now, she's just going to be... Oh, that's a lot of corn corruption. Whatever, dealing with... raising the Death Gorge will help deal with that. What is this? They are all Tier 3 settlements. Well, good thing I'm dealing with Death Gorge now before it gets up to Tier 4. Though, that does mean Gorgazon and Agril Migdal are not going to be as easy to take as I would prefer. Nonetheless, yeah, the Death Gorge, yeah, that's going to be just 4 Khornate Warriors, 3 Bloodletters, and a Warhound. As well as a Cultist. Not going to be that much of a problem whenever I get around to it. And let's see, we still can set up an outpost in Numos. No, let's not do that. What am I thinking? That's crazy talk. And plus 15 armor for camels is going to come next turn. Not too shabby. Now, I will say there is one thing with Khorne, which is once I raise Death Gorge, there's a possibility that Scarbrand will resettle it automatically without even trying, because that's the way the Khorne's mechanics work. But, ideally, that won't happen. Ideally, once Scarbrand's gone, I'll really only have two major threats, which will be Krokgar and Archon. And between those two, Archon evidently is relatively fucking fine with me for some reason. I'm not entirely sure. I guess that's just the Araby's neutrality thing kicking in. But, oh, look at that Khorne corruption. Yeah, it must be the demonic portal. Oh, no, actually only providing 2 corruption. The more corruption is actually coming from the other settlements. Interesting. Where's all this Khorne corruption coming from? It's actually, yeah, not Death Gorge. That's unfortunate, because that's going to mean it's going to be really difficult to push the Khorne corruption out of here. But the important thing really is to just destroy Scarbrand's buildings so he doesn't have access to them. We've researched 8 technologies. Hey! And we got a whole bunch of items, but I think my 3 characters I've got running around are already full up, so we'll avoid putting them on. We won't bother looking. Let's see, we can upgrade elephants. We don't have elephants yet. It's probably about time, yeah, that we looked into martyrdom and upgrading Way of the Bow, Shock and Awe. Well, probably not Shock and Awe, because that's a lot of gunpowder units, and... it does upgrade Camel Jezzails. That's not bad. Merit over everything, plus 5 leadership for lords and heroes. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, increased tomb card capacity as well as increased melee defense for Tomb King units. That's nice. And, hey, increased stats for the Arabian Knights and the Palace Guard. Well, regardless, let's go ahead and hit Martyrdom, get more leadership and ammunition during siege defense. That may be useful at some point. We'll see. The AI almost never sieges in any situation where it has anything less than 100% chance of victory. Guitar's rate upgrade. I'll go ahead. That's a cheap upgrade, but other than that, I want to avoid spending too much money while we're in a pre-war stage. We'll keep Fatandira. Oh, Fatandira's already moved. Okay, I thought we were on to a next turn. I don't know why I thought that. Let's see. Let's go ahead and check diplomacy. How are we with... Tic-tac-toe. The gifts have started to wear off. Let's see. How much for a gift, my friend? 900. I'll pay it. Sure. Yeah, at some point I may just have to pony up the full amount of money he wants for a non-aggression pact, but for now I'll just keep him buttered up a little bit. At the very least, it keeps him from attacking my southern side. Like a certain other dinosaur, good lord. This is one thing I forgot about Araby, is that because you're so neutral, you have to really ingratiate yourself to whichever side it is you want to play ball with. Except the Tomb Kings, because the Tomb Kings are already largely neutral. And as you can tell by Khalida repeatedly begging for me to be her friend. Which, yeah, maybe. Thoric's got limited opportunity for growth, so it might be that Khalida's the one who comes out stronger there, and I'll pick her side. We'll see. Okay, Fatandira continues the slow march towards Death Gorge, but odds are next turn she will be able to attack. Do we have eyes on Scarbrand? We do not have eyes on Scarbrand. That is concerning, but at the very least, it means he isn't currently attacking any of my current positions. Alright, Khemri, let's see. Anything we want to upgrade around here? Kasabar can get a garrison put in, so let's do that. Oh boy, yeah, let's get that going. Good lord. Khemri, did I put a garrison in Khemri? I did, yeah, so that's why they have a couple Tomb King pieces. I'll hold off on upgrading that for a little bit. I don't want to be pushed into the Tomb King side of the meter. I'm actually getting pushed back into it a little bit. I don't know what building I bought that is doing that, but there is a building I bought that is doing that, unfortunately. Yeah, I was putting down the Tomb King garrison buildings just because it felt like the lawful thing to do, but I'm now seeing the consequences. Apparently, you really need to go down the Araby side before you're comfortable to put down Tomb King buildings without it hurting you. Good to know for the future. I will definitely play Fatandira again in the future. Fatandira is a character that I find fun, and I like playing Araby as a good faction. I like seeing the human side of things far away from the old world. I'm really excited for that. Both of the Nippon mods are coming up. It's going to be cool. And of course, you know, I enjoy playing Cathay quite a bit. I would love for somebody to get a end mod started. I don't know. That's, of course, a lot of work, so it's, you know, obviously I'm not, that's far from a demand. That's not just casually like, oh, go ahead and do an end mod. No, it takes a lot of work, as you can see with the Araby mod here that I'm playing right now, which is incredibly work intensive for the developers of the mod to do. Now, I think, yeah, we're good to go ahead and rock on to the Death Gorge. Well, let's hang on. First, let's take a look around. Let's not dive in too readily here. So, Mufid, would you mind to dip your toes outside for just a little bit? Can you get just a little bit closer? A little bit closer, man.
I go.
A little bit closer. Okay, I think, well, if Scarbrand's not in Gorgazon, where the hell is he? I mean, Mufid might be able to attack Gorgazon, honestly, and go ahead and take it out pretty easily. He's risking himself, though. Ambush stance it is. That might cover for it somewhat. I don't know where Scarbrand is, and that's very concerning, but I can't just sit around all day waiting until the next time I see him. So let's go ahead and, yeah, declare war on Scarbrand and attack Death Gorge. We will not call Numos to help. That would be utterly pointless. They literally didn't even touch the... Like, calling them to war or not did not even affect the power bar there. Okay, now this siege battle, let's go ahead and see what's rocking here. I'll go ahead and play this just so we can have a battle played. But this is not going to be too difficult of a siege battle. Especially with the sheer capability I have to attack this city from all sides. My cavalry outnumbers their infantry, and that's never a good situation for anyone to be in. Now, what is this map? I don't recognize this map. This must be a greenskin siege map. I think, yeah, this is the the map that's named Black Fortress. We could use more greenskin siege maps. I think this is like the only greenskin siege map in the game. But then, you know, GCCM is back, and I was very tempted to turn that mod on mid-playthrough. I decided against it just in case it would create problems, but GCCM is back, and it's back in style. The maps still look gorgeous. And you combine that with the FSF mod, replacing a lot of siege maps, and whew, some good stuff, man. Alright, nonetheless, yeah, on to this battle here. Yeah, the only unit with any speed they have is Chaos Warhounds, and those are going to be a joke. Other than that, it is just going to be cracking open the gates, pushing on through, shooting to death whatever I can, and just moving on from there. Honestly, a lot of it is probably just going to be taking whatever control points the AI isn't capable of holding. I didn't take too close of a look at my army, though. I'm not all cavalry. Yeah, I have a couple Nehekar warriors, a Desert Archer unit, and a Jezzael unit. As well as Lena, who is still on foot as well. So that is one mild thing where they're going to be deployed very awkwardly. I can't have them mount the walls because they'll lose to Khorne's infantry undisputedly. But the rest of my army is going to break on through into the other side of the enemy fortress. Oh, where is this? So the Khorne corruption is showing. Okay, we're getting that. Yeah, this is an underground map, so we're getting that goofy light. Yeah, this is the Black Fortress map. Okay, I forgot that this map was underground. Why did I forget that? Probably because the Black Fortress... Yeah, the Black Fortress is in the Darklands. So I was expecting it to be surface level because the Chaos Dwarfs build their cities on the surface instead of underground. But nonetheless, this is apparently one of the old school... If this is supposed to be the Black Fortress map actually accurate to the Black Fortress, which who knows, the Alt-Dwarf map. The map that's labeled as Alt-Dwarf in the map selection in custom battles and multiplayer does not actually look like Alt-Dwarf at all. So who knows if it's actually supposed to be accurate. But if this is the Black Fortress, then I assume that this is not Chaos Dwarf buildings, what are being built over by the Greenskins. These are old school dwarf buildings, either from before the Chaos Dwarfs were corrupted, or maybe from the Eastern Dwarf colonists that colonized parts of the Mountains of Morn. Yeah, interesting. Well, I do think this little section is neat here. There's something careful about this. I like the little bridge going over it. Okay, anyways, yeah. So we're going to want to deploy all of my forces on one side here so that they try to match me. Good lord, look at this cavalry force. Okay, so the infantry will want to deploy on one side here. Look at those greenskin barriers trying to cover there, the greenskin fences. Now let's deploy, well, the Jezzaels the Jezzails, like, if these guys see any use, they're going to be mounting the walls after the enemy forces have left the walls. And even then, they're kind of risking themselves. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up cracking these gates. Now, are we away from the towers for a sufficient range? 350 range, yeah. Well, what is the range on these Jezzails? 180. Okay, so we're probably still in tower range here, and we don't want to be. So let's pull back a little bit. The rest of my army. Good lord. Okay, so these guys are going to have to be... Do I even try and bother with some kind of formation here? Especially because they're just going to lose formation as soon as they get inside the city anyways. Whatever. Yeah, and... Yeah, we'll put the Nahakara horsemen with the camel lancers. Why not? The chariot... Oh, the chariot... Oh, yeah, the chariots are the really good wall breaker... The gate breakers, that's right. And they don't have stalk, I'm now remembering. Yes, so my camel cavalry all will have stalk. So we can pretty safely just put them on the other side of the map, and they'll be able to do good work there. Good lord. Okay, well, we're going to put them in a group so I can, at the very least, by looking at the UI, be able to tell them apart. The Wogzen, the Nahakara horsemen are just going to be back here, I guess. The chariots are going to probably take down that gate from the jump. The Wogzen, I will keep away from the forces. Fadandira not having stalk is kind of weird, I'm not going to lie. The Hashashin, should I put her away from the others and allow her to mount the wall? That could be fun. Especially if she takes one of the gatehouses and occupies it. So yeah, we'll do that. Fadandira is going to have to start... Yeah, with a chariot, that's fair enough. Okay, we'll start with this. Okay, they did spread their forces out a little bit to try and match the chariot, which makes sense. Which means we are within the range of the fort tower. Ooh, those are some long-range fort towers. This is a smaller map than I anticipated. We're going to want to pull back here. And be quick about it. Oh, Fadandira's on the Roke. That's right. Okay, well, yeah, let's get her moving. The chariot we will tell to attack the gatehouse. Oh, the chariot. Hang on, let's turn into melee mode. There we go. It's a missile chariot. Silly me. Back here, the Hashashin will go ahead and have her mount the wall over on this section. The rest of my cavalry, let's see. Let's have all of you attack this gatehouse, while you all attack that gatehouse. What the hell else can you attack? Yeah, for a second, it looked like they could attack one of the towers. That'd be silly. Okay, yeah, Fadandira on the Roke changes a lot of our strategy here. I forgot that I got that. Alright, so Fadandira here is going to be using Desert Feint. And I probably should have popped that while she was within range of the chariot, but it is what it is. So this is an awkward situation for the opponent. Oh, the towers do make it where we can't stalk in the vicinity. That's right. This is going to be an awkward situation for Khorne, because Khorne doesn't really have many answers to a flying lord. Unless he has his rare artillery piece. Which, in this situation, he does not. Now, let's focus on bringing down the cultist here, huh? And let's turn off fire at will here for Fadandira. No reason for her to waste valuable anti-hero arrows here. Yeah, do a good bit of damage to that exalted... No, not exalted hero. It's a cultist. Yeah. Do a good bit of damage to that cultist. This is a little bit cheesy, but this is the kind of cheese I'm relatively fine with, honestly. I know it's hypocritical, because I so often espouse that I am not a fan of other cheese. I mean, play the game your way. Play the game your way, no matter what. Like, if you like the cheese, knock yourself out. It ain't my style. And so I've been rather vocal in the past about not playing that way. But this is the variety of cheese that I do find at least amusing. I do think, you know, at the very least, it's the sort of cheese that makes sense within the setting. So, I'm fine with it. But, you know, standards are going to differ, and there's going to be, no doubt, some people that look at this and say I'm a hypocrite, and they're mostly right. Okay, let's take this gatehouse and crack it open for the camels coming on in, because that gate is probably not taking that much damage, is it? Hang on, can we take a look at the health on this thing? Can I see the health of the gate, please? Actually, they've done a decent chunk of damage to it. But yeah, Farandir's just gonna keep shooting at that poor hero there. That poor cultist. Oh, the other gates have been opened by the chariots. Let's crack open the other one, shall we? Meanwhile, a lot of my force is going to try and go over to intercept my... A lot of their force, rather, is going to try to go over and intercept my cavalry force. Let's see if we can't go ahead and yoink a point or two off of them while we can. It's going to be very nice here. Let's take a look at these Cornet Warriors. I think this is such a gorgeous unit. This is one of the... Like, the Chaos... They did a very good job with each of the uniquely skinned Chaos Warriors, but I love the look of the Cornet Warriors. It's very good. I do wish that their faction colors changed, though. Their appearance changed with faction colors. Or no, the Warriors do, but the Bloodletters don't. That's right. It's the same for all the demons, come to think of it. Alright, let's go ahead and, yeah, let's steal these control points. That'll keep the enemy sufficiently annoyed and on the move. There's just something mean-spirited about what I'm doing to this poor cultist dude. It just feels wrong. And we will help ourselves to that control point. Yes, sir. Alright, and did we break any buildings in so doing? It does not look like we did. Eh, well. Now let's go ahead and get this control point and break this here tower. I don't like it and I want it to go. Oh, what point is this tower tied to? Can't tell. Whatever. Bless these warhounds. They're going to try and probably duke it out with me. They will not succeed. Let's see. The gates are mine. Excellent. Let's get this lady back up on the walls. She's relatively safe. And the Jezzails and Camel Archers, let's get them into a position over here, sure. We'll be helping ourselves to this control point. Oh, that cultist is nearly dead. Rip in pieces, buddy. He's just fleeing. Oh, that's some decent damage there. That's some chunky damage. Let's take this leadership point instead, shall we? Is it yes, this control point is controlling the ownership of that tower. Okay, I see. Well, if we take this leadership building, at the very least, we're going to hit their leadership pretty hard. Now, these Chaos Warriors, let's see. We're kind of stuck around the bend here. Pathfinding has never been Total War Warhammer's strong suit. Better than old school Total Wars, admittedly, but that's not a high mark. Okay, we're getting into a little bit of a fight here. I think we'll come out fine, though. Let's see, the Jezzails. Can we get you guys to move up here about... Oh, I have another Jezzail unit here. Well, you guys should... Yeah, you guys should stay here. Now, you need to actually... you're kind of tied into the melee. There's not much I can do about that. This is a bad situation. I do think that the Chaos Warriors are going to whoop a lot of ass. Let's see if we can get ourselves out of here a little bit. Let's see, Farandira, how are you doing? You're taking fire from this tower, so let's stop that and see if we can get you somewhere more advisable. Okay, you guys... Ooh, pathfinding, huh? Okay, let's see if we can get you into a position where you can take some shots, but... Let's see, let's keep everybody, yeah, on the move here. Go after that Chaos Warhound so that they will get something they can pursue later, deeper into the city. Farandira, let's get you in here on these Chaos Warriors of Khorne. Let's see, can we pop Desert Feint to make some people invisible? Not really useful in a siege, but we'll take it. With the towers effectively making it impossible to sneak here. Alright, Farandira will do some decent damage to the Warriors of Khorne, so we can keep on the move. These Jezzails have wound up getting caught up in a brawl as well. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay, who all can we move up here?
My Sultan commands.
Yeah, well, let's move them up here. Yeah, it's a good idea. Back here, let's... Oh, the chariot has just been sat here shooting at these unfortunate warriors. And they're just out of the shot range of the towers. That's hilarious. But yeah, we will be... Who is stuck back here fighting? Yeah, let's get you out of this fight with these warriors. Farandira will be... Yeah, she's still just duking it out with these warriors down here. Let's get her out of this if we can. Let's see, can you guys actually bring down that tower, please? Yes, you can! Okay, I should have been shooting at the tower way sooner. Silly me, whatever. Okay, and hey, we will take a charge here. If Fatendira doesn't screw up the charge and decide to attack one random dude, which she did. Let's get her out of here. Now, let's see, back here. Taking shots at these bloodletters. Realistically speaking, let's see. Probably gonna end up taking a decent chunk of casualties here, because I'm just kind of lazily not really worrying too much about this battle, honestly. But, just taking it easy and really only playing this battle just to get a battle on video, because I want to shoot for one battle per video at least.
Suns consume them.
Alright, let's charge back into these Chaos Warriors, get our charge bonus off at the very least, if we're going to be having a lot of these dudes getting into fights. Okay, the Jezzails are now being greeted by those Warriors of Khorne. Let's get them out of here. Farandira, let's see. We will charge her into, yeah, these guys. And the Jezzails will pull out and then be able to support Farandira with gunfire. Oh, there we go. That's the good stuff. Yeah, this is a very awkward map for the army I'm running right now. It's, you know, it was built for greenskins who don't have very much line of sight weaponry. So, comparatively for my very, you know, I want to be skirmishing a lot. I like freedom of movement. I like a lot of area where I can use my line of sight weapons to look at the enemy quite clearly and shoot them right in front of me. And that's not what I'm getting to do here. But that isn't a surprise. This was a greenskin map. It was designed to support the greenskins. And be favorable to the greenskins. Not to Araby, who aren't even a race that Creative Assembly would be considering. Alright, let's see if we can get Farandira off the ground for a little bit longer again. And we can get her into, let's see. Oh, please take flight. Yes, there we go. Get her into a fight with these Chaos Warriors.
If you will it.
Now, you guys, can you go ahead and help yourselves to... Oh, hang on. Let's get you a little bit distance away from these warriors. It's crazy that these towers are tied to the central control point. Anyways, they are, right? What other control point could they be? Oh, this one. Yeah, that makes sense.
There will be nothing left.
Yeah, me just dicking around here, like, I absolutely could have done this better. Or, well, I absolutely could have just left this to auto-resolve, and auto-resolve would have handled it easily. So, actually, what I may do, honestly, is I'm just playing this to get this on recording. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, once this is done, reload the save just so I can then auto-resolve it for better numbers. But I'll play out the rest of this battle just so I can get it on recording, you know. I think that's fair. Just don't want to have a boring video of not actually playing any battles. That'd be kind of lame for Total War.
Shall be so.
These guys keep getting pulled into the melee. Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and forfeit this. I'm gonna exit to main menu is what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna reload the save and I'm gonna auto-resolve the battle instead. Just gonna go ahead and, bitch out on that one. Obviously, a lot of that was just on me, just, kind of having a laugh and not playing it too well. That's not a map that's good for light cavalry to begin with, but a lot of that also goes on me. Let's see, did I quick save it? I actually didn't quick save it. Well, it doesn't matter anyways. That was like the first thing I did on that turn. So we'll go ahead and load that save. We will march in, we will auto-resolve, and then I'll cut this recording. And I'll probably be done recording for tonight. Don't want to burn myself out too bad, and besides, I'd love to come back in a day or two. Also, all this clicking is beginning to... My forearms are a bit... whatever muscle it is in your forearms that controls your fingers. They're a little bit sore. The last couple days I've been playing a fair bit of fighting games, and also a lot of the One Piece Dynasty Warriors spin-off game, One Piece Pirate Warriors, which is a very fun game, but it's very button-mashy, especially depending on what character you play, and I was button-mashing my little heart out. So, forearms are starting to kill me, and clicking on the mouse and hitting the WASD keys a bunch is starting to hurt. Ah, right. Okay, silly me. There is one of the mods I have has a bug that makes it where if you load campaign, quit, and then load into any other campaign save, it will crash the game. So actually, this is not a problem. I'll just pause the recording and I'll come back when the thing is loaded. And here we are. I am back, and now we will just simply... Oh, curious. Okay, I thought that this was... Ah, yes. Autosaves are made right before the end of a turn, not the beginning of the next. Yes, okay. So let me go ahead then, and in turn... The rare occasion where I didn't quick save before a battle I was about to play, and it did not work out in my favor this time. That was a little bit annoying, but it's an old bad habit from back in the days when you weren't able to rematch battles. Now, to be perfectly honest, I think that a lot of that siege probably could just be cheesed by Fatandira now that she's on her bird. And when I was making my plan, I forgot that Fatandira is on her bird now. But I don't want to have an entire recording that is just me running Fatandira around like that. Like, if there's a cheese that you can do like that, I prefer, if I'm going to do it on recording, I'm going to, at the very least, do it with more exciting, quick, higher speed one, like old, when the Beastmen finally got updated with the Silence and the Fury, and Morgur, well, I think he still is pretty OP, but when Morgur was monstrously OP at the launch of that DLC, and he could just float around above an enemy settlement, casting all different kinds of spells on anyone who offended him, that was a pretty fun little way to cheese sieges, but... unless it's something exciting like that, I'm going to hold off on doing anything like that on recording. Because there are certainly sometimes you can do a siege and just do it as slow as possible. I meant to raise this settlement. Okay, well, we're hanging out up here now, I suppose. I guess I was going to look towards attacking the Badlands at some point, wasn't I? Okay, we do not need unit production buildings. That I know that Khorne does that, but so it makes it a little bit annoying to go for his settlements. Alright, and now let's get Mufid up here and in ambush stance so he can attack Gorgazan. He will almost certainly raise, though. I do not want to occupy these minor settlements as long as I don't know where Scarbrand is, because Scarbrand will be the primary problem with trying to make any real foothold out here, at least until we can figure out where he is and ideally beat him in a battle. Ideally 2-1. We can maybe get enough... Ooh, actually, maybe I should go ahead... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get aimed shot, because that's an ability we can pop just for immediate guaranteed damage on an enemy hero. So, that would be quite nice. If we can get Fatandira, I don't know how Fatandira would do in a fight with Scarbrand. Because Scarbrand has, of course, the beefiest stats of any melee character. But I forget exactly where they lie, because we've buffed up Fatandira quite a bit, but no, Scarbrand's like 80 melee attack by default, isn't he? Well, I don't know. We'll see when we get there. The Hashashin, let's see, we will continue to pump points into, there we go, her weapon strength. And now, I think is a good time to, well, first before we go, because I'm probably going to roll the turnover as soon as I start the next recording session, is there anything we need to build before we go? We can upgrade the cattle pen and Kasabar, so, hey, more growth and more money. Hard to turn that down, especially because, you know, it can lead to a faster tier 4 for Kasabar, and Karsabar, that's an interesting new one for me. Kasabar getting upgraded to that level sooner rather than later would be nice. And we are actually, once we get enough money saved up, able to upgrade Karag Orud to tier 4, so that's pretty far from shabby. Think I'll try and focus on that if I can remember to when we come back. And I will see you all then. Well, I'm not seeing you. What am I saying? I'll be there then. Sure, I'll be back with a part at some point. Oh God, how long have I been saying I'll see you then? Ugh. Oh. I feel dumb.